Don't cut the wrong wire. Don't cut the wrong wire, Johnny. How many movies have we seen in the past? Those old action movies where they're defusing a bomb. They're like, oh, if I cut the wrong wire, it's going to blow. The bomb called life. What if I told you you can't cut the wrong wire? You can only ever cut one wire. You're always going to cut the same wire, and it's never the wrong wire. It's the wire you were always going to cut. It's the only wire you could cut, because we can only act based on our chemistry, how our chemistry is acting, along with our conditioning and our level of understanding. That's all we can ever do. So imagine taking this perspective and applying it to everything and everyone, relationships, right? Oh, I can instantly forgive others and myself because we can only ever act on our chemistry and conditioning and level of understanding. So it's out of their control. Really, it's just nature running off. It's karma running off. Everybody's always acting based off of karma running off, basically. So think about the trips you play in your head, how much you could ease them if you say, well, I can't really blame anybody for anything because it's just how it was always going to be. They're just acting the only way they know how. So you can kind of disintegrate that whole blame game, which takes up a lot of our thought process because we're always blaming someone for something. We're judging someone for something. What if you could just let it all go? Because you can say, I'm just the observer. It's just nature running off. That's all everything is. I'm not even going to control. I'm sitting here talking to you, but I'm not even in control. It's just nature running off, and this is what I'm doing. I'm the loving observer. I'm somehow working through this vessel, right? Or God is working through this vessel. I do nothing. God does everything, right? And this is what's coming out, is this. As me trying to observe completely and just completely surrender and let the highest divine light work through us. That's how we change the world. We get to the perspective of we can never cut the wrong wire, and we're just observing. We're just watching nature running off. We're not identifying with the actor. We're observing the actor acting in a play that is written. So we can just simply relax about everything, right? Let's accept what has happened as the only thing that could have ever happened. We've never made a wrong decision. We don't have to regret anything. Think about regret. Think of how much regret eats away at people, right? Regret. And think about if we can change our perspective and think about, like, wait a minute. It doesn't matter what I did in my past. This is not meant to be taking a stance of, not taking responsibility for things. But at the same time, when you think about it, we're not in control of it. It's just nature running off. We're all just nature running off. No matter what you do and how you label it good or bad, it's just nature running off. We're our chemistry and our conditioning just working. And we can only observe. Right? We're just observing. Everything happening is going to happen. Why? We don't need to get worked up about it. Everything's perfect. Everything happens in divine timing because God is in control of all the timing. Everything, not a leaf flows through the wind. That is not scripted by God, right? Everything is perfectly, exquisitely laid out based off of karma and the laws of the God and the universe or whatever, right? So there's nothing to ever worry about. There's no reason to chase anything. We shouldn't be chasing anything. Chasing money. A lot of people get caught chasing money because they're like, well, I need to do this. Yes, you need to survive in the world. I'm not saying not do that. I'm not saying quit your job. When I say don't chase money, I'm not saying, so I can quit my job. I don't need to chase money. That's not what I'm saying. This is what that means. Or chase anything. Don't put your forced effort toward gaining money, because that's the opposite direction. The only thing we need to do is stay present, presence and purification, and surrender. Remember in the Bible it says, don't worry about a thing. Basically, God's going to take everything. Stop thinking about it. Stop chasing money. Stop worrying about it. If you just stay present and let God work through you, everything's going to be groovy, baby. That's literally it. That's what we got to do. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying not to get sucked into the I need money for this. Of course, yes, okay, yes, that's all. Just let nature run off. You don't got to do anything, right? Just let nature do its thing. Just observe. That's it. And just become God's eternal love pouring forth. I am God's eternal love pouring forth. All my videos kind of come back to the same thing. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it on this journey, this insane journey, and this illusion. Thank you for joining me to help break out of the illusion and help others break out the illusion by working on ourselves. You're joining me because we're all one and working on ourselves, and we're basically super powering up. We're super powering up humanity to break free completely from this suppression of this planet and this enslavement from this planet. But it doesn't matter because it's all divine timing anyway, right? Everything that happens, good or bad, is it really good or bad? Or is it just part of everything? You're just part of one, right? So we have the power. We have the power to get into a new perspective that allows us to transcend these traps that we've been put on us, these suppressive traps, these loading us up with aggravators. I'm soon making a video on aggravators. I speak about it quite often and how to advance and envelop ourselves in presence of purification. To more completely, we need to remove the aggravators. So I'll make a separate video on that because I reference it quite a bit. But basically, these are all things we have to do to advance on the path of presence and purification. And we come to the understanding gradually when we come to realize things like, every time I get stressed, I need to relax because I'm not even in control of any of this. We get worked up. We have these emotional traumas. We have these things that trigger us because we're not properly balanced. If we're still getting triggered, we got more balance to do, right? We got more probably physical balance, more detoxification type things, purification type things, or we got more internal balance, like through meditation type things and presence. So these are what triggers or indications of that we can keep working toward balance until we have as complete as balance as we can, and we can be the observer as much as we can, and we can stay present as much as we can, and we can basically try our best to be the most complete vessels for God's unconditional love and God's will as we possibly can by being the loving observer as much as possible. Being the loving observer. I am the loving observer. I am just funneling God's highest divine power and will through this vessel by raising humanity out of suffering, by working on myself, by accepting things like I'm not even really in control. No one is. I can't hold a grudge for someone the way they acted 20 years ago to me. I can't do it because I know they had no control over their chemistry or their conditioning. This world they were brought into with the conditioning we were given and the chemistry they were given by, their parents or whatever, the food they're eating, they had no control over any of that shit, right? So we need to just let it go. Just let it go, baby. Just keep coming back to surrendering completely because there ain't nothing to do and there ain't nothing to think about. Surrender and you will become the vessel for God's infinite, unconditional love, working to the highest degree on earth and raising humanity into its ascension out of these dark shadows that we've been in for quite a long time, under the beings and forces that are purposely suppressing humanity for various reasons, for energetic siphon, or whatever you want to call it, right? But we are here together. You are here with me. We are one, really. Who am I talking to in these videos? I'm talking to myself. We are here together, and together we can go within and work on ourselves and keep raising the vibration of the entire planet. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for sharing this present moment with the Creator with me. I am God's eternal love pouring forth. Namaste.